On the 28th of August, the entertainment industry and movie fans around the world were shocked to hear the news about the passing of one of the more gifted actors of this generation, Chadwick Boseman. Just when I thought that 2020 couldn't get any worse, his star was still rising and on an upwards trajectory before his life was tragically cut short by cancer at the young age of 43. His career allowed him to play characters of cultural significance and importance such as Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson, and James Brown, to name a few. But in this video, we're going to celebrate his work regarding one particular role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that made him a household name across the globe. And that is King T'Challa, also known as Black Panther.
This never gets old.
And this is my top 16 list of the best Black Panther moments in the MCU. Because I'll be talking about specific scenes involving Black Panther in the MCU, a spoiler warning is advised for the following films: Captain America Civil War, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. With that said, let's kick things off with our first entry. Number 16, Sokovia Accords. What better place to start this list than from our first time meeting T'Challa at the Sokovia Accords? In a conference where governments around the world introduce a framework for the registration and deployment of enhanced individuals like the Avengers, villain Helmut Zemo disguised as the Winter Soldier triggers a bomb which kills T'Challa's father, King T'Chaka. In the brief conversation with Black Widow, she tells T'Challa that Task Force will decide who brings in Bucky Barnes, a.k.a. Winter Soldier. But Black Panther has other plans in mind.
Don't bother Miss Romanoff. I'll kill him myself.
Number 15, freezing Bucky. As the mid-credits scene for Captain America Civil War, here we see Wakanda for the first time. King T'Challa agreed to hide and keep Bucky safe while his team of scientists helped remove the sleeper agent code out of his head. When the camera pans across outside the window, we get that big OMG moment. Number 14, facing Zemo. After realizing that he almost killed the wrong man, T'Challa faces a defeated Zemo, the man responsible for his father's death. In his true heroic nature, where justice outweighs his personal vengeance, he stops Zemo from taking his own life.
The living are not done with you yet.
Number 13, The Threat. After being apprehended by War Machine with the help of a German strike team, Black Panther, Captain America, and Falcon share a car ride together. And this is where T'Challa gives everyone a brief backstory of the Black Panther.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations. A mantle passed from warrior to warrior.
He follows this up with one of the coolest and calmest threats ever said in the MCU.
How long do you think you can keep your friends safe from me?
Number 12, the Ancestral Plane. I love this scene because it's packed full of emotion. T'Challa seeks counsel from his late father, King T'Chaka. Having recently assumed the role of Wakanda's new king, T'Challa approaches his father with love and expresses his feelings of uncertainty of a life without his father, to which we get this beautiful dialogue.
A man who has not prepared his children for his own death has failed as a father.
Number 11, I Never Freeze. In this scene, we finally meet a.k.a. the general and leader of the Dora Milaje. We see some of Wakanda's advanced tech and weapons as T'Challa prepares for a rescue mission. Before engaging the bad guys, a.k.a. advises T'Challa not to freeze.
Just don't freeze when you see her.
What are you talking about? I never freeze.
Black Panther certainly knows how to make one hell of an entrance. And then he freezes.
Hi.
At this moment, we instantly knew that this was going to be his love interest and leading lady, Nakia, who's a field operative and spy in the middle of a mission. And we certainly can't blame T'Challa for having a crush on her.
Did he freeze? Like an antelope in headlights.
Are you finished?
Number 10, Vienna Press Conference. As another mid-credit scene in the Black Panther movie, we join T'Challa as he speaks in front of a world council. With an inspiring speech, T'Challa announces that Wakanda will no longer hide from the public's gaze and will share their knowledge and resources with the outside world. After being questioned what a nation of farmers can offer the rest of the world, the king gives us a simple smile. Number 9, it's Challenge Day.
It's Challenge Day.
At the ceremony of T'Challa's coronation, all 5 Wakandan tribes attend, and members of royal blood are invited to challenge T'Challa in ritual combat for the throne. Enter M'Baku, leader of the Jabari tribe. Like a typical school bully, he berates and challenges T'Challa.
I said we will not Have it, oh!
Almost twice the size of T'Challa, M'Baku manages to disarm our hero from his weapon and shield. But while the Panther is stripped of his weapons and temporarily stripped of his powers, he overcomes these disadvantages and gets M'Baku to yield. Number 8. The King lives. After single-handedly taking down a Wakandan craft mid-air, the King finally returns. Having not dying or yielded, Killmonger's challenge for the throne has not yet finished, meaning that T'Challa is still the rightful ruler of Wakanda.
I never yielded! And as you can see, I am not dead!
Here we see an epic battle between armies, we see the Dora Milaje in action, we see armored rhinos, and we see the Jabari tribe led by M'Baku join the fight. We even get to see Bilbo Baggins engage in some aerial combat, all culminating in the touching scene of Eric Killmonger seeing his first and last Wakandan sunset.
It's beautiful.
Number 7. Shuri's Lab. Like a Bond scene with Q showing off the latest tech and inventions, T'Challa's little sister Shuri, Princess of Wakanda and head of Wakanda's design group, shows off her latest tech and new Black Panther armor.
You're recording?
For research purposes.
This scene shows us the playful chemistry between these two siblings.
And what are these?
The real question is, what are those? Why do you have your toes out in my lap?
But you don't like my royal sandals.
Not only does her character make for an excellent comedy relief, according to producer and head of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige has confirmed that she's the smartest person in the MCU.
Delete that footage.
Number 6. Casino Fight. In this scene, we see Martin Freeman reunite with his co-star Andy Serkis from the Hobbit films in this little underground casino, which serves as the perfect setting for some cool undercover spy and espionage flavor. Only complemented by a stylish action sequence shot in seemingly one long take, with composer Ludwig Göransson's score adding to the sense of urgency. And as a cherry on top, this is also where we get to see the cameo of the late and great Stan Lee.
I think I'll just take these, bring them over here, and hold on for safekeeping.
Number 5. Wakanda Forever. Facing the alien bad guys alongside the Avengers and the entire Wakandan army, T'Challa instructs Shuri to open their barrier from the front of the battle to prevent the space monsters from reaching Vision and the Mind Stone.
On my signal, open Northwest Section 17.
Requesting confirmation, my king. You said open the barrier?
On my signal.
He yells out, followed by
Wakanda Forever!
the good guys charge, Thanos' army charge, and we see our two superpowered heroes, Captain America and Black Panther, outrunning the crowd. Number 4. The Airport Fight. What can I say about this battle, apart from the fact that this may be one of the greatest fight sequences in the entire MCU. Here, the Avengers can't seem to agree on the Sokovia Accords, and we see them split into two teams, Team Cap and Team Iron Man. T'Challa gets to fight Cap and add some claw marks on his vibranium shield. Just a little something to remember him by. He finally gets to square off with Bucky.
I didn't kill your father.
Then why did you run?
And he meets Hawkeye for the first time.
We haven't met yet. I'm Clint.
I don't care.
Number 3. Chasing Ulysses' Claw. After the casino fight, antagonist Ulysses' Claw collects his remaining crew to make a run for it in the streets of Busan in South Korea. We get presented with a high-speed car chase packed full of action and humor.
Hey, what was that?
Don't worry about it. You're doing great.
We even see our heroes do some car surfing. The camera work is swift but steady. It never tries to lose you at any time, so you always know where everyone is.
Ready, go!
Plus, we get to see exactly how strong a vibranium spear really is. Number 2. On your left. This is the war to end all wars within the MCU. It took 22 films for the Infinity Saga to get here. At a time when all hope seems lost, Captain America faces Thanos' entire army alone. Until we hear Falcon's voice in his earpiece say,
On your left.
as a nice little callback from Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Say it. Don't you say it. Left. Come on!
When Doctor Strange's portals begin to open, our very first hero that appears is none other than T'Challa himself, with Okoye and Shuri by his side and the entire Wakandan army at his back. And this generated a surge of emotion, excitement, and possibly the loudest cheer I think I've ever heard in a movie theater. It truly felt like a sporting event. And a special mention would have to be when Hawkeye was in possession of the Infinity Gauntlet and was starting to get overwhelmed by enemy forces. That's when T'Challa comes to the rescue and finally acknowledging Hawkeye's name by saying,
Grit! Give it to me.
I was very happy to have experienced this film in theaters with a live audience twice in one day. Yeah, I'm that kind of nerd. Now before I get to my number one pick, just a friendly reminder to click like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on my weekly videos. Subscribe. And if you like my content and you're feeling generous, become one of my valued subscribers by supporting me on Patreon, simply at patreon.com/Peter Pablo Reviews, just like these Patreon legends right here. You'll find the link in the description below. And now for my number one pick.
Are you done? Are you done?
Number one. From Rooftop to Road. After being framed from the bombing at the Sokovia Accords in Vienna, the Winter Soldier, aka Bucky, tries to escape his apartment from a German SWAT team. Aided by his longtime pal, Captain America, Bucky jumps to the roof of the adjacent building. Having stuck the landing, Bucky and audiences catch a glimpse of a shadow. And that's where we see T'Challa in all of his Black Panther glory. After a quick fight on the building rooftop, it then leads to an awesome chase scene on foot between Bucky, Black Panther, Cap, and Falcon. Due to their superpowers, they all run faster than the cars. We even see Black Panther hitch a ride on Falcon. What I love about this entire sequence is that Black Panther absolutely dominates it, like an unstoppable Terminator out for revenge. Sadly, this comes to an abrupt end when War Machine joins the party.
Stand down now.
And this was the moment when Black Panther takes off his mask, leaving the rest of the characters in shock to learn that he was King T'Challa all along.
Your Highness.
What a fantastic way to introduce a character. So like all manner of art, my list is subjective, and I can guarantee that your list would look completely different from mine. Since Chadwick Boseman was diagnosed with cancer in 2016, he worked on films like Marshall, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, 21 Bridges, and The Five Bloods. He suffered silently because he wanted his work to be the story and not his illness. I mean, what a warrior. It just speaks to his integrity and his character, and now he's left us with the gift of his art. And that in itself is something to be celebrated. And this goes without saying, but this is easily why Chadwick Boseman is simply one of the greatest of all time. So did this video tempt you to watch these MCU films? Make sure to watch his other movies too, like Get On Up, 42, and Marshall. I know that I'll be watching Black Panther a few more times. So with all of that said, I hope you like this video, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see my future videos. And who am I, you ask? I'm Peter Pablo, Chadwick Boseman forever.
We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe. In my culture, death is not the end. It's more of a stepping off point.
T'Challa at the Black Panther has the threat. No longer hide in the leader of the Jabbar. And now for my number one.
Stop it. Get some help.
So, you suffer from a severe case of FOMO and you don't want to miss out on my future videos? Well, all you gotta do is subscribe by clicking right here. You want to see my other videos? Well, why don't you say so?